Welcome to Guns and Gear Network, everyone. Appreciate you tuning in. Today we're going to discuss breaching tools. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. So today we're going to discuss breaching tools, and we're going to go over quite a few different styles of breaching tools for survival and prepping type setups. So just wanted to do a video for you. I apologize for not doing any videos lately. Just been kind of busy with work and life and that sort of thing, but I wanted to get this video out. So, a lot of these things you see on the video today will be in my Amazon store. Be sure to check it out. A lot of different things we review, recommend, what have you, is in that store. The link is in the section below as always. Also, be sure to check out Big Daddy Unlimited. It is a wholesale style e-commerce site. You buy a membership and you get great discounts on 2A items, guns, gear, outdoor items, and so forth. So be sure to check those guys out. All right, so breaching tools. One thing you got to remember, there's a few different types of entry. So you also have egress and regress. So you're either trying to get in somewhere or you're trying to get out of somewhere. So these tools can apply for both. And so we're going to kind of go over them. And I suggest anybody have just some basic tools. It's not overly crazy expensive, and we'll go through that, kind of what the expense is. It's not too bad once you get to looking at it overall, but I recommend that everybody have some type of breaching type setups. So there's three types of basically breaching situations. You've got what I consider dynamic entry, which usually involves flashbangs, think SWAT team, whatever, special ops type entry. That's a dynamic entry. Then you have what's called a hard entry, where it still may involve like a SWAT team or something like that. We're using a battering ram or a sledgehammer or something along those lines to get in. And then there's what I call a soft entry, where you might use some type of lock picking system, that kind of thing. So these are all tools, and you have to remember there's different things you need to get in or out of. It could be something as simple as you need to get through a chain link fence, barbed wire, what have you. It's not always just a door, right? Could be a wall, could be a lot of different things. Could be sheetrock wall, could be brick wall, what have you. So I'm going to show you some basic tools that I have here set up, and some of this stuff is in my Amazon store. Some of it you can buy at your local Harbor Freight, and we'll kind of go over that as we get into the video. So first things first, whenever you're dealing with an entry situation, always have a good set of gloves. I recommend maybe even some kind of padded glove, because you're dealing with possibly sharp metal, brick, glass, what have you. So you want some type of leather style glove. This right here is kind of a hybrid. It's got some leather in the palms and all, but it's got, actually this is Nomex, so it won't burn, and it also has padded knuckles. So if you need to, punch glass or something like that, or punch the rest of it out once you broke the main part of it out. Again, getting into vehicles, what have you, trailers, buildings, fence situations. These mechanics gloves, a lot of people have these. These are okay. It's better than nothing, but I prefer something a little more heavy duty, even if you wanted a just a standard work glove also, and they're real cheap. Buy those at Harbor Freight for like $5 a pair or something. They're pretty cheap. Just a basic, leather. It's kind of a suede type leather, heavy duty work glove. A lot of people use them for like splitting wood and things like that. All right, so the first two things, and we'll talk about this pack here in a second. The first two things you see here are bolt or wire cutters. So the larger the bolt or the lock, the bigger you're going to need. I've had these forever. I've probably had these 20 years, and they still work today. And they're not real cheap, but they're not overly expensive. Shop around. You might be able to find some for 40, 50 bucks. These are 18-inch. It says it right there, and kind of gives you an idea. So I've cut through everything from padlocks to heavy duty thick bolts with something like this. So get you something like this possibly. This right here is a smaller version. This right here, again, this is a 14-inch. The longer it is, the more leverage you have to break things, to cut things. So all that matters. These right here are good for like cutting big heavy duty fish hooks and things like that, what have you. So there you go. All right, we'll talk about this here in a second. So this pack here, I just got this in. I thought it was kind of cool. They're not overly expensive. This is actually military issue, and this is by Eagle Industries. This is actually called their breaching pack or whatever. So the military issued this for breachers to carry stuff on them. Here's the what it is: breacher tool carrier with cover by Eagle Industries. So it's got where you can attach it to a molly pack. It's got backpack style straps. They're non-padded, so you're not going to carry this long distance with comfort. But just grabbing it out of a car, slinging it to get to where you're going real quick, something like this would be fine. So this right here kind of houses all your breaching tools into one, and it's got a compartment inside of here. Let's go ahead and take this off. To be honest with you, I don't know really. This is a cover of some sort. I just stuck it on here to hold this in. So I'm going to pull this out first. Get this out for you guys. Then I'll show you a little about the pack here in a minute. A little more. Show you this. All right, so if you look inside this pack here, it actually has like a little long sewn in portion right there that holds like a handle, so you can put a lot of different things. It's actually plastic lined inside of here to keep, I guess, protecting it from sharp objects, you know, from tearing it and things like that. So it's lined with a hard plastic liner. Okay, so the first things first, a lot of times you're going to need something big, heavy. Think firemen getting into somewhere. I got this actually at Harbor Freight. So something like this is called a 6-pound fiberglass splitting maul. So this right here is about 25 bucks. Sharp on one end, blunt on the other. So this could do a lot of damage trying to get into different types of structure, whether it be a door, walls, whatever. This right here would be a good one. I recommend not getting something overly crazy heavy. Matter of fact, if you want to carry one of the smaller, shorter mini hammers that are, you know, mini heavy duty hammers, you know, even like a 4-pound hammer or something like that, would probably be, you know, beneficial in certain tight spots and things like that. But get you a nice some kind of maul like that. I like the one that has the all-in-one where you got a sharp end as well as the blunt end like a hammer. All right, so you got molly on the outside of this. I was able to kind of rig it up where I use these Velcro fasteners here like this, and kind of rigged it on different things. So this came off of Amazon. This is a company called Spec Ops, ironically. This right here is about $15, $16. I've added the paracord. So there's companies out there that make something similar to this with paracord on it that gives you a little better grip and stuff. That's like 40 bucks. So this company here, I think, is veteran owned, and they're not. This is not really a tactical tool. They actually make just regular tools, hammers. I think maybe even a saw of some sort. Anyway, they're more for carpentry type work. But I thought this right here is about a good size as a pry bar. So you could pull nails, you can get in a door and pull it, and locks and things like that. So something like this. These two smaller ones here you see came from, as a 2-pack, from also from Harbor Freight. And these right here are like $8, $7.49 for 2 of them. 2 different sizes, you know, something like that. It's a 2-piece, 9 and 11 inch flat pry bar. All right, so this also came from Harbor Freight. This right here is like a screwdriver, but it has this pry end on it. This right here is inexpensive too. I think this was $7, $8, something like that, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to look at a receipt, but I don't see this on there. But I know it wasn't really expensive, about $7, $8, even if that, maybe a little less. All right, so then also you can go on, in my Amazon store, I do have this. This right here is a mini hacksaw. So you can just change the blade out. I've painted this flat black. It was aluminum colored and white blade. So something like this you can saw through, even if you didn't have big bolt cutters and you're trying to get through and you got a little extra time, to get through something like a padlock, this right here would cut through that just fine. All right, and then finally on this little setup I have, these are smaller wire cutters that are very lightweight, easy, and these would cut through anything like a cable. I've already used this testing it, like through a braided cable type setup, or even chain link fence, something small like this you could clip through and then get through wherever you need. And this right here does pretty good for its size. And I think this is an 8-inch. This is what this one is. And now this one's also in my Amazon store also. But I highly suggest you put together some type of breacher's kit just to have, and again, I call it a kit, whatever, just buy the tools. I don't care if you just throw them in a bag. This breacher's bag thing that I got here, this pack, was like 25 bucks. So it was reasonably priced and wasn't overly crazy, and it's actually brand new. So if you wanted something like this just to have, then that would be great. But anyway, guys, appreciate you tuning in. If you got any suggestions, be sure to share that with us. Like I said, got all the tools out here. Be sure to create yourself a little kit like this. You never know when you might need it, especially in a prepping, survival, crap hits the fan type situation. I will do more videos, more of a soft entry style videos. I've teamed up with a company that does a lot of the lock picking type stuff that's more of a soft entry that does less damage. Maybe you don't need to, you know, just tear open a door. You just need to get in it, possibly padlock or something like that, and I'll be showing you those here in the near future. But anyway, guys, appreciate you tuning in. If you got any questions, post those below. If you got any suggestions for something like this with the breeching setup, be sure to share that with us. And as always, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Bring another video shortly. Have a great day.